Who are you?
Hi, my name is Kevin Wang, and I am a first-time home buyer.
How did you get connected with John and Cityscape Metro Group?
It was through word of mouth. It was a referral from a friend that he recently sold a house to within the past couple of years.
What was your overall experience working with John and Cityscape Metro?
It was great. John's knowledge of the market, of the house, his knowledge of real estate construction, all of that was extremely helpful in us being able to find our dream house.
How did John help you understand the home buying process?
John was super knowledgeable every step of the way, from rates to property value to the neighborhood to what the potential of the house could have.
What was your experience like working with him versus any other realtor you previously worked with?
I think it was, John's knowledge as well as him going above and beyond. One example was taking a contractor and walking through the house before we closed to, walking through all of the small details that we needed a little bit fixing on, and just overall his knowledge of the industry, the market, and the entire house.
What was your experience with a list of service providers, home inspection, lender, insurance, contractor, etc.?
It was great. All of them were John's referral, and from the inspections that we kind of went through, they were extremely friendly, extremely great. You can just tell that John had the highest connections in terms of everyone in that industry. It was wonderful.
Was his lender partner able to save you money, and if yes, how so?
Yeah, so John's lender partners was Sean. We went with Sean. Sean, when we first contacted him, he gave us the option to lock in our rates, where if the rates to drop at a certain point, we had the option to flow down. And if they went up, within that lock term, we would have been locked in at that rate. Through speaking with him, we found out why that was a great idea to do it, and we ultimately decided to lock in that rate for a certain amount of time. And we also, because of our house price, he was able to kind of waive the appraisal fee.
How do you feel John helped negotiate the terms of the sale?
So I think, based on the market, there are certain things that John recommended that we probably wouldn't have known, such as having the seller pay the closing costs, as well as looking at some of the comps in the area that have recently sold, and thus allowing us to go in with an offer that was both competitive and realistic.
How did John help you find the right property?
So we kind of gave John, the idea of the neighborhood, as well as, the specs of what we're looking for in a house, specific what kind, and from there, he would he added us to his MLS notifications, as well as giving us calls about certain property that would come up on the market, and then we would go view them. He was very hands-on, and kept the communication channel 100% open and transparent the entire process.
Do you feel that John was working in your best interest during the course of the home purchase? Did you ever feel pressured to buy from John to buy?
I do. I do feel like John was working in our best interest. Even though this was the first house that we saw and offered, it did not feel though John was pressuring us to, specifically purchase that house unless we were in love with it. And that's what ultimately happened. We went and toured the house and we fell in love with it, and then, putting an offer down.
Would you recommend others to use John/Cityscape Metro Group and his services for buying a house?
Yes, I would. And in fact, I've already referred John to several of our friends who are in the market already, who are looking. I think John has definitely gone. It's the small details that he does, going above and beyond, and just kind of he's here for us, as he would say.